Good evening, friends. Myself, Dr. Nidhi Darbari, on My Education Treasure. Today, in my present video, I am going to tell you about the classroom management skill of micro teaching, its principles. Classroom management skill is about being who you are, doing what you believe and valuing what you do and where you take the kids. Principles of classroom management. Classroom management is one of the most challenging part of being a teacher. It is not only for the teacher's sanity, it is for the good of students too. They cannot learn under a chaotic environment, and the idea behind classroom management is to prepare them for the learning process, that is, to make a conducive learning environment. Dealing with students takes a lot of effort and attention. If the teacher wants to conserve energy and have a long teaching career, it pays to learn and master. The main principles for classroom management are: always let students maintain dignity. No one likes to be singled out in front of their friends. Always try to make sure that it was not in any way a public, personal attack on the students. The teacher should try to speak privately with a student about his misbehavior, not in front of the peers. Never take yourself or subject so seriously. The teacher should not forget that the students sitting in the class have needs and wants quite different from that of the teacher. The best teachers crack a joke every now and then. Be transparent to students. Students appreciate teachers who admit mistakes and say sorry. Enlist students when possible in keeping order in the classroom. While students don't often like to be classroom monitors, if the teacher creates the right kind of climate, students will remind each other when they are out of line. Keep the class rules to minimum. Having 4 or 5 rules that cover a lot of behavior always works best. But to limit it to just 4 or 5 means the teacher has really decided what behaviors are most important. Be definite. Before the session starts, the teacher should have a list of expected behavior he wants in class. The class rules and regulations will provide assistance on this matter. Establish class routines early in the session. There should be no uncertainties in classroom management from the moment the teacher enters the class until leaving the classroom. Be aware. Children will misbehave and things will go wrong. That is assured. When that happens, look for the good side first. Give specific praise to what's going right. Be explicitly clear about and be consistent so that students will realize that their negative behavior has corresponding consequences. Be calm and consistent. The student behavior can raise the teacher's blood pressure and will test his patience. The teacher should remember it's he who has control over reaction to events. He should be calm and consistent throughout the class. Treat them as one would treat another adult, no matter how childish their behavior is. The other reason why the teacher should be consistent is that it shows fairness. Students value fairness. What is applied to one student should be applied to all. The teachers have favorite students, but we should strive to keep it in check and be fair to all. Be flexible. The teacher should avoid being too rigid. For example, if the class just came from a physical education class, then perhaps it's the best to schedule lighter work for that period as they might be too tired from physical education. The teacher can then just give some of the heavier tasks as homework or as preparation for next day's class. Be positive. Always be on the lookout for good behavior and give specific praises to those students. Have a positive outlook in class. Greet them and avoid criticizing. Be interested. The teacher should be genuinely interested about the students' lives, their interests, and encourage them to participate in extracurricular activities so that he gets to know them outside the classroom. By developing a good relationship with the students, he can influence them better towards better behavior and performance in the class. A mastery over this skill helps the teacher acquire other skills easily. When the overall tone of the classroom is good under the impact of the teacher, practice of other skills becomes an easy affair for the teacher. Role of the teacher in the classroom management. Teacher plays vital roles in the lives of the students in their classroom. He is the key person in an education system. Some of the roles of the teacher in classroom are: mentoring is a natural role taken on by teachers, whether it is intentional or not, which encourages students to strive to be the best they can. It includes encouraging students to enjoy learning. Mentoring consists of listening to students, which imparts to students a sense of ownership in the classroom, builds their confidence, and helps them to be successful. The most common role of teacher plays in the classroom is to teach knowledge to children. Teachers have to follow a curriculum that meets state guidelines throughout the year. Teachers teach in many ways, including lectures, small group activities, and hands-on learning activities. Teachers play an important role in creating the classroom environment. If the teacher prepares a warm, happy environment, students are more likely to be happy. An environment set up by the teacher can be either positive or negative. They are responsible for the social behavior in their classroom, which reflects teachers' action and the environment. Teachers not only teach the children but also love and care. Students spend a great deal of time with their teacher, and therefore they become a role model to them, which can be a positive or negative depending on the teacher. They are highly respected by people in the community. The teacher is walking resource center, that is monitor, ready to offer help if needed. He must make himself available so that students can consult him when they wish. If you found the video to be informative and interesting, I request you all to please give a like to my video to motivate me, share it with others, and subscribe it so that whenever I upload a new video, you will get a notification. Teachers are taught to look for signs of trouble in the students and thus play a protector role. When students' behavior change or physical signs of abuse are noticed, teachers are required to look into the problem. The teacher assessing students to see how well students are performing or how well they performed. He should organize feedback and carry out corrections for students in class. The teacher is responsible of the class, what students do, what they say, and how they say it. The degree of class control must be moderate. Student learning is greatest in classes where teachers exercise neither too much nor too less control. Too much control may be effective on memory tasks, but it is harmful for learning involving critical thinking. The success of many activities depends on good organization and on the students knowing exactly what they are to do. Giving instructions is vital in this role. The teacher should participate in the classroom activities when teaching, which improves the atmosphere in the class. He takes a risk of dominating the activity. Motivation is a vital role in the teacher's management of learning and behavior. He should keep students motivated as it sets the stage for creating positive class environment. It is the first step towards preventing discipline problems in class. The teacher should make them responsible for their own learning through group and individual learning activities so that they ultimately become independent students. Effective teaching, learning, and classroom management depends on effective planning. Teachers design lesson plans to teach and provide engaging activities considering each student's interest and instructional needs. Controlling the class ensures that the teaching activities and behavior of students in the class are consistent with the objectives, expectations, and plans of both teachers and school. Learning and teaching in the class takes place through interpersonal communication between teachers and students. The teacher should communicate interest in all the students and show concern for each of them through eye contact and gestures and facial expressions. The teacher should keep instructions at the student's development level. The teacher should ensure physical closeness to all the students by roaming around the class during delivery of instructions, by being friendly with them, learning their names, and some positive information about each of them. Teachers must try to meet students' basic as well as age related needs, making them feel physically comfortable, safe, welcomed, socially accepted, and valued. Thank you very much for patiently watching the video, and don't forget to subscribe.